about how cost allocation can impact our employees' motivation. So this is a real thing that business managers talk about. At the company that I used to work at, it was a bank, and we actually went through a profitability project where we spent almost $500,000 on purchasing a software to help us allocate different indirect costs and overhead costs to the different business lines within the organization. And this was always at the back of our minds, that we didn't want to create a system that would have a negative or impact on employee motivation. Okay, so here we're going to look at an example where we're talking about allocating the College of Business's copy budget. All right, so there's two different ways that we could do it, based on number of faculty or number of students, and then we have what the actual prior year's cost was. So let's see what could happen in different scenarios. If we take the total cost of $36,000 and divide it by the number of faculty, it's going to be $500 per faculty member, allocated to each department's faculty members. Well, here at the bottom, we can see management's going to get more than they did last year, while accounting and finance are going to get less, and marketing is going to get more. I don't think accounting and finance would be too happy with this decision. Now let's look at allocating based on the number of students in each department. Here we go through the same process where we have our total cost divided by our cost driver to get our rate, and then our rate times the cost driver for each specific department. Here our management gets a lot less, but all of the other departments get more. So how do we decide which method to use? You could use a combination of the two, or you take a step back and really consider what's driving the copy needs of each department. Is it for students, or is it based on faculty? Typically, it's going to be based on the number of students, because you're making copies for your students in your classes. Allocating fixed costs can be complicated when the volume of production varies from month to month. So here we have a supervisor salary of $3,000 per month that we're trying to allocate, but the units produced each month vary significantly. It doesn't make sense that the same exact product would cost us $3.75 in January and then $1.60 in February. Our cost of $3,000 stays the same, it's the number of units produced that changes. So what do? Customers are not going to be happy with this, so what do we do instead? Here, we're actually going to use estimated costs and estimated production for the year to obtain a predetermined overhead rate. So what we're going to say is that our total cost is $36,000. We think it's going to be $36,000 for the year. And we think we're going to make a total of 18,000 units for the year. So we're going to allocate $2 per unit each month for the entire year. So regardless of how many units we're producing, our cost per unit is $2, and our total cost is going to fluctuate based on the number of units we produce each month. I'm not going to go through the appendix because we're not going to cover that in this chapter. Please let me know if you have any questions on the material. Thank you.